Today I'm gonna show you a short photo walk that I made with an old lens. It was released more than 30 years ago, the Canon EF 50mm f1.8 II. For 2 minutes, you're gonna see the photo walk, and at the ending of this clip, I'm gonna tell you 4 things that I like about this lens, but also 3 things that I don't like. Let's begin. Okay, now let me tell you what I like about it. First thing, this is that type of lens that is useful in most situations. As you saw, it's good for landscapes, street photography, and of course, it's good for portraits. 50mm is that type of focal length that is not too wide, not too zoomed in. It's right in the middle. So it brings a nice natural perspective. But this thing happens only if we mount the lens on a full-frame camera. If we mount it on an APS-C sensor camera, the image will be a bit zoomed in at 80mm because of the crop factor. So it's not gonna be too useful in tight places if we use it on crop sensor cameras. Now, the second thing that I like, it focuses quickly. Despite the fact that this is an old lens, released by Canon back in 1990, it didn't cause me any problems when it comes to focusing. The focusing motor is loud, as you can hear. It also has a tendency to focus hunt, but at least in broad daylight, it was quick and precise. The third thing that I like, the maximum aperture opening of f1.8. That gives a shallow depth of field, a nicely blurred background. The strongest point of this lens, and the fourth thing that I like, the sharpness. It looks good in the middle of the image, starting with f2.8, and in the corner, sharpness is looking good at f4. At f5.6, it's excellent. Now, 3 things that I don't like about this lens. First, build quality. This lens has a cheap feeling to it because it's entirely covered in plastic. Second thing, it would have been great if the minimum focusing distance was closer than 45 centimeters. And the third thing that I don't like, the lens behavior in bright light. Flaring is not too good, and the image loses contrast in bright lights. Despite these flaws, this old Canon lens is perfectly usable today. A better version of this lens was released back in 2015, the Canon EF 50mm f1.8 STM. But it was a pleasure going on a photo walk with a classic. If you enjoyed this video, please press that like button, also subscribe if you want. See you on the next one.